They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow. Well, I don't know if all that's true, 'cause you got me, and baby, I got you. Babe. I got you, babe. Beep, 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 beep. I got you, babe.
All right, welcome back to the Last in Class podcast. I'm Mike.
Sakura.
Tyler.
Winnow.
And this is our second movie in the time travel, if you kind of want to call this is kind of not really time travel, but we're including it anyways. And this is Groundhog Day, Tyler's pick.
Yes, it is.
Tyler, before we go into the movie details, where can they get their info at?
You can check us up on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Last in Class Podcast.
Tyler with the big pick of podcasts as of late, Rampage.
Oh, yeah, Rampage. A lot of views, Tyler.
Yep. You guys are welcome.
You got a lot to live up to on this one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with
7,000 views.
7,000.
Repeating.
Yeah, exactly.
views.
This is why, just get one guy watching 7,000 times.
So our last podcast was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Brandon torpedoed that one. Thank you, Brandon.
I also helped.
You're welcome, America.
All right, so to this week we're doing Groundhog Day from 1993. It's 1 hour 41 minutes. Rotten Tomato score of 94%. Budget of $14.6 million and a box office of $105 million. Directed by Harold Ramis. Everyone knows him. Yeah, Egon from Ghostbusters. He also directed Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, a whole bunch of other stuff, Multiplicity. Good list goes on and on. Story by Danny Rubin, and then the screenplay was by Harold Ramis as well. Bill Murray, obviously everyone knows Bill Murray. He plays Phil. He's from Ghostbusters, Caddyshack, What About Bob, Space Jam, Scrooge,
Zombieland.
You know,
The Chive.
the what?
The Chive.
The Chive.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, we can go on and on. We could talk about Bill Murray all day if you wanted to.
I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful.
We should all be wearing Bill Murray shirts right now.
You can go for it. Let me see it.
It doesn't even matter because no one sees this.
They will. Everybody.
Well, not this one.
All right. Then Rita is played by Andy McDowell. She was in Michael, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Multiplicity, and L'Oreal commercials, I think, for like a decade.
Nice.
Brandon probably doesn't know because Brandon didn't watch anything as a child.
I didn't wash my hair.
Still doesn't.
I believe that.
As is tradition.
Then we got the character Larry, played by Chris Elliott, Cabin Boy, Snow Day, which is my personal favorite of his, Schitt's Creek, Scary Movie.
Two.
Use
my strong hand.
I wrote down number 4.
My germs.
There you go. Ned is played by Steven Tobolowsky. Probably said that wrong, but we'll go with that. He was in The Goldbergs, Wild Hogs, lots of TV stuff, including an episode of that 70s show that I remember him picking the paint off the door while he's waiting. He's like that teacher who dates
Lori?
Yes.
All right. I know that episode.
Of course, everyone does. It just
Besides
bugs me. Just bugs me when I watch that scene. He's like, I gotta pick on it. All right. Then Mayor Buster, Brian Doyle Murray, Bill's brother. You know, he's in Wayne's World, Caddyshack, Christmas Vacation, lots of other Bill Murray movies too.
I think he's like a cartoon voice for some reason.
Probably. He's got to be.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
Probably. He's got to be.
Like
He's
Pinky
funny.
in the Brain or something's got to be up
Mrs.
there.
Lancaster, played by Angela Patton. She didn't really do anything else, really. So I don't know why I put that one on the list, but I did. And as always, Sakura does most of the music for our podcast. Tyler, I always forget to mention, he's the one who's been editing them all. Brandon, he's just here.
Yeah. I show up.
It's here for the entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. And as always, spoiler alert. I mean, this movie's from the 90s. You guys be quiet if that bugs you, but don't listen to this if you don't want to be spoiled for the movie.
It'd be weird if you were watching this or listening to this and then haven't seen the movie.
I don't know. It can work both ways.
Listen, no.
The Super Mario Brothers podcast, maybe watch Super Mario Brothers and then find the extended cut and then find the joy in all of it.
A lot of joy.
A lot of joy. I hope you got tons of joy out of
I
that.
did. I really like that movie. I don't think I ever would have watched it unless you guys were like, I listened to the podcast first.
Yeah, it's
honest.
great.
I'm not even joking about
The movie's great.
that. I know. I liked it.
All right, so Groundhog Day. Who wants to start
Tyler can start. It's his
Tyler.
pick.
Tyler's
Sure.
movie. Tyler, start.
I guess so. Originally starts off with Bill Murray going to the town in Pennsylvania called, I don't remember what it's called.
Punxsutawney.
Yep, can't say it. He's there to do a weather job, or he's the weatherman, but he's doing like the Groundhog Day special there. So they got him in this little, like, I don't know, what is it? Like a hotel type
It's a bed
thing?
and breakfast.
Okay. They have him stay the night over there and then go downtown to do the special edition for Groundhog Day. So they see the groundhog there with the mayor and everybody from the city. They have some little run-ins with some other people, including a guy named Ned Brierson that he apparently doesn't remember from high school or whatever it's from.
So then he tries to get out of town as fast as possible.
Yep.
Gets a big snowstorm, so he has to stay in the bed and breakfast. Goes to bed, wakes up, and what happens?
Same day.
Same day. He's living in the same day on repeat over and over.
What was your first thought of that? Did you think, did he die?
I didn't think about it like that. I just thought it was
Yeah.
a vice to use in a comedy movie.
Yeah, because he's a prick.
I thought he
And
died.
has to-
I thought he died in the shower. And then that's why, because
In the shower?
Yeah, because the water was so cold. And as he was trying to finick with it, I just figured like, oh yeah, that's where he died, and he's just reliving over and over until he.
No, I just I think Sikora just said, he's like a prick, so it's a vice to make him probably not be a prick anymore.
Right.
Probably to change his view on things.
Yeah,
he
'cause
hates this town.
Yeah, he hates everything in the beginning. He hates his coworkers. He hates everything. He hates the bed and breakfast.
He hates happiness. He hates every time he meets a character. He's just like mean and rude.
Unless it's a attractive female.
Right. He starts
Trying to get into the bed.
He thinks of himself as like a big fish in a small pond type of thing at the beginning. Like he's the weather guy, but he's gonna move on to bigger, better things. Yeah. So first run in of the day. He wakes up to Cher, or
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher. I got you, babe. And then he looks out the window and sees everyone going downtown. And then there's like this big guy who's like right outside his door, who's just super excited and super happy.
You'll know him from Armageddon.
Yeah, from Armageddon, and he's also Santa in Home Alone. But yeah, this is his first run in. Then he goes downstairs, and it's the bed and breakfast lady, who was asking about the weather.
Yeah,
And, he's getting coffee, and then I think the next run in is with Ned, right?
Yep.
Well, first he passes a homeless guy and doesn't give him money every time, and then Phil Connors.
Isn't it ironic that the groundhog's name is Phil and his name is Phil?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Which brings us to that one scene in the diner. Remember, it was like, Phil, like the groundhog?
Yes, like the groundhog.
He gets super excited. Hey, don't watch your shadow. Yeah, so Ned is like super annoying. He's a life insurance salesman or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's just like so in your face. I'm like, ping.
Yeah, he's too intense. You
he's-
gotta tone it down, buddy.
He's very intense. If they actually showed him many more times, it would have been too much for me.
Right. Well, they show him quite a bit because he keeps running into him.
Right, but he's got some of the best lines in the movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Although I would say I do feel bad for Bill Murray right after he meets Phil and steps in that puddle. He's in a cold ass town and his foot's soaked. And he's outside. That's terrible.
Yeah,
Right, and that's the beginning of the day for him.
Right.
right off
Yeah.
the bat.
Yeah.
Forgot. Yeah, he
think
stepped
it's
This
laughed
is
at.
my life, basically.
Instead of like,
My life's a
man.
giant puddle in the middle of a cold city with my foot going in it
Like,
or
that's-
my face.
This is- the fact that he laughs at him afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now
I mean,
you're gonna get what's coming to you later in the movie, buddy.
By like the third day or whatever it was, but
Watch the first step. It's a doozy.
I wrote that as one of my
Did you?
quotes, yeah.
I gotta go through my quotes, but
Just create a-
I just wrote
a-
that down because it's so annoying and you don't want to hear that, and it's just he's
Right.
dead, and that's something he would say.
right. Like, I feel like you should get punched in the face. If you said
Oh, really? You don't say.
Yeah.
Some foreshadowing.
Yeah.
right, so then Phil meets up with Larry, the camera guy,
Cable guy?
and Rita, the producer or whatever, to go see the groundhog. Of course, he sees a shadow.
She's super excited.
She's super excited.
Just can't wait.
Like someone that excited, I don't think would actually be a producer at a station of any kind.
I'm just jealous of those people.
You were jealous?
I'm jealous of those people who can just find that amount of happiness in something like.
It's because you choose to be so negative.
I think that's why this movie's so relatable.
You choose to watch a movie like Elf and Bill and Ted and just be so down.
You wait.
Instead of just letting the joy flow through you.
You wait till the rating on this movie comes out, buddy.
Oh
For the
boy.
rating.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. I can't see you giving anything a high score except for American Beauty.
Yeah, that's his movie.
It's only the
Or
movies
like-
the only movies that he suggests.
yeah.
that
Or
he'll
like,
give high
what's that other
scores.
movie you wanted to watch? Sex and La Lorena or whatever.
Sex and Lucia.
Yeah, nobody's ever heard of it.
I
We're
suggest-
never watching it.
Everyone I've suggested to watch that movie has loved that movie. Just saying.
Antonio Banderas, my ass.
He ain't in that movie.
Whatever. He probably is. You don't know.
Nah, he's not. Nah. Wrist Cutters is another one.
Yeah, see.
Great movies, people. Go ahead and watch them. Make some comments, and then I'll make these guys watch them. It'd be great.
All right. So what happened? Where were we at? Groundhog.
It's a day.
All right, Groundhog. Then they keep trying to escape, but then Phil is like, we're not going to be able to get out of here. So we just start staying at diners and stuff. And then one goes to sleep, wakes up, same day again.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's 6 o'clock every single morning. He wakes up, he tests it, but he breaks a pencil and puts it by his bed. And the next day he wakes up, the pencil's whole again.
It's actually pretty smart on his part
Yeah.
to make sure you're not going insane. And I was like, that whoever wrote that part in, that's some good shit.
So then, like, the next day, he's just speeding by everybody again. He's like, what the hell's going on? The first day, he thought maybe he's, mental break, but he just, like, runs past everybody. He doesn't even do the groundhog thing, I think.
Yeah. Just go,
Yeah, a couple of them that he doesn't do it.
go straight to
Because
the
he just
diner.
goes right to the diner, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
straight
right.
to the diner. Starts eating
He
a
just-
12-course meal.
Just pushes Ned away, and Ned, like, follows him. And
Now, while this was happening, and he did step in the puddle probably the third or fourth time, my first thought process was like, I would probably do that at least 5 times before I would start to
that
realize,
it's
like,
there.
not, like, what do you think the average human being, how many times the average human being would step in that puddle before they got their shit together and realize, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't step in that puddle anymore?
probably a lot.
7,000.
Honestly, like, if I was doing it the third day, I probably would go a different way. Not because of the puddle, but just, I don't know, to be like, what the fuck is going on? And
Yeah.
plus the timing, all the timing. If he's running this time, it probably wouldn't be the same, like,
That's
walking
true,
pace and
yeah.
everything. All right, so then they go to the diner. What happens
I
there?
love this scene.
What scene?
Psych. Just, you guys said not to say that, so I was just throwing that in there.
Well, they actually are at the diner.
Well, I didn't understand what you were saying because you weren't actually looking at the TV and we were just talking. So I thought you were talking about some diner scene.
I'm just watching on my phone here.
One of the days he goes to the diner, I think he sits down with Rita and explains to him that he's like going insane and he's eating all this food that she's like, aren't you worried about your cholesterol or the, all that other stuff? And he's like dipping strawberries and whipped cream. He's eating pie. He's eating everything.
Smoking cigs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's even nice to Larry at one time because he's like, Larry, these are delicious. Take one.
Yeah.
Because him and Larry, like, don't like each other at all.
Yeah.
But
See, I never got that. It's more of like a ribbing type thing. I don't think he hates Larry.
did you watch the movie?
How drunk were you?
They're
when you
really
watched
mean
it?
to each other at the
Listen,
beginning.
I had trees falling on my house last night, all right? And I wasn't fully focused. I was just focused as I could be when like
It's no excuse. Sir.
Paul Bunyan was drunk in my backyard chopping trees down on my house.
So we go through like different evolutions of this character. We have times when he's trying to figure out. Then he gets drunk with those 2 guys from the diner,
Yep.
and he's like
Plays
best friends with them.
Plays chicken with the train.
Yeah, they get in the car and he's like asks them like, what would you do if there was no tomorrow? And they're like, there would be no consequences for today, which might be the quote of the movie because there's not really a standout quote.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it?
That's where I thought that movie could go. Like, if this movie was remade today, I feel like this would be a much like darker movie.
Oh, you could easily. It was
Yeah.
written darker actually.
Oh,
It was written darker, and then Harold Ramis brought more comedy and stuff into it.
Bill Murray wanted to explore the darker side of things.
see?
It was even before Bill Murray. It was written by somebody else. But so that's when they realized, like, I can do fun stuff. So like he's driving drunk, hitting stuff. Don't go on the railroad tracks. And they're like, no, I agree with that one. And he's like, yeah, as Brandon said, playing chicken with the train. He's like, I think he'll swear first. And then they get pulled over by cops, and then we got the other like great stuff. Like, we'll have 3 cheeseburgers, 2 milkshakes.
I got this,
And
boys. I
Coke.
got this.
and some flapjacks. Too early for flapjacks.
Probably the second best scene about getting pulled over by a cop, other than like Gordon Bombay and the Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah. So then he wakes up. Well, he goes to
He
prison.
goes to jail. Yep.
Wakes up in bed again. So then we get the Phil Connors where he's having fun. He's just like doing stuff like that. He's timed out people where like to the bank where he can go grab like the money out of the thing.
Yep.
That would drive me insane. Could you imagine? You have everything down pat so much, you can just go walk up, take a bag of money out of the back of a truck without anybody noticing, because you know what's going to happen.
Well, it's like the two oldest like security guards of all time working this armored truck.
And I don't think both of them are supposed to get out of the vehicle at the same time.
Right. And they wouldn't just be giving some lady change.
Right. Yeah. Can I get change out of the back of this armored car right now? Just
No problem.
Right. Here,
During a festival where like the whole town is busy.
Right.
This is why they picked that town for Groundhog's Day. All right? It's the people. They're people persons.
Well, it's a real town and like real thing they do. So.
Yeah. I want to go, actually, after this movie.
Do you know the groundhog in Canada where they do this tradition died on Groundhog's Day?
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Like, what is that foreshadowing?
Should have stuck to a moose. That's all they got over there.
He also gets the bright idea to ask ladies questions, and the next day he like pretends he knows them.
This is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
So he like was it Nancy was the first one?
Nancy, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "What school did you go to? What was your ninth grade teacher?" Or blah blah blah. And the next day he's like, "Nancy, I sat next to you in Mrs. Blah 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 class." And
I was looking at that scene, and I was just like, I would be jotting down notes because I'm dumb. I can't remember anything. And I'd wake up the next day,
and
my
then you wouldn't
notepad
have
would
the
be
notes.
gone.
Yeah,
and I would just
exactly.
lose my shit. I would go crazy.
you would have to live the same like one line
the
over and over.
Same forgetful life every day.
Same conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Which actually like so he uses the lines on Nancy, and they like
He starts doing creepy shit.
they're doing stuff in his room and stuff like that, and he proposes, right?
Tells her he loves her.
Tells her he
Yeah.
loves her, and like I'd marry
He doesn't
you.
propose or anything, but yeah.
Right, but then it leads to a later callback, which I like, when he's on a date with another lady at a movie theater, and he passes.
It was after
Nancy.
he got the money from the bank, because then he bought the car and then came out in the cowboy
He's
thing
like,
or whatever.
Nancy, and she like has no idea who it is, and she's like, "Who's that?" And it's like, "That's my
Former fiance.
former fiance." Just like a little line.
Oh, so good.
I like that. I like that line a lot. What was that character? Was he playing like Clint Eastwood, essentially?
Yeah, he's dressed like Clint Eastwood. I don't remember what movie they're going to, but I don't even know if it's a Western or not. But
yeah.
It was some costume party. I think that's what it was, because she was dressed up.
She was there were the
yeah,
only
but this
two
is not
dressed people
Halloween.
dressed
This
up.
is like
There
Groundhog
was nobody
Day.
else dressed up. That's what's awesome about it. He's like telling you, I can do whatever I want. I can make this chick dressed like a Playboy bunny.
Yeah, she was dressed up. He was dressed up.
She didn't
They
care.
went to the movies.
Yeah, with a nice car.
Yeah.
That's
That
it.
was
Like,
That was it.
well, I mean, what else are you gonna do in this town?
Right.
We live in the same day every time. You got to spice it up a little bit.
All right. So then, is that when he starts trying to get Rita? Right.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, because when he's making out with Nancy and all that, then he's calling her Rita and everything, and not Nancy.
Yeah.
And
So
she's
he
like, what?
Who's
clear-
Rita? Don't worry about it.
he's clearly got a thing for Rita, but like I don't know why. Like they never like.
She's
They
hot.
never
What are you talking
Well,
about?
no, but they never like established anything.
Right. Just one day he likes Rita.
He always thought she was like stuck up or something. He didn't like her in the beginning. In the
Right.
first 30 minutes of the
Like
film.
too goody two shoes for him or something.
Yeah.
And but okay, so he likes her. So then he starts trying to do the information, and we're talking about like multiple days, like because one screw up just ends the day.
Yeah.
Like they go to a bar and they like
Yep.
drink the same drink and
How many days does it take for him to start just jumping?
jumping. Well, it takes a while because he keeps trying with Rita over and over and over.
seems
He
to
gets
work.
a little further every single day, and you see like the same scene 3 or 4 times, and it's just like screw up, get it, and then like further, and then you come to the point where like it's just not gonna happen.
There was that one, like when the first time when they make the snowman, and she's like really digging it, and then he's like, "All right, this works." And then the next time he does it, and he's just acting insane.
Yeah.
Just like, "I love kids. I
I want like 5 of them. I
I want to adopt you.
Yeah, just like, bro, you gotta slow down.
I know, like,
what
you're-
is happening?
And then like the kids throw snowballs, and apparently they were like really hitting Bill Murray as hard as they could, so he was throwing them back like as hard as he could as well.
That's awesome.
Well, you say he loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun shit, though. I mean, how often would you get to say, like, those people are like, what are they, like 50 something right now?
What?
Years old?
People?
Those kids that were acting in this movie?
This is 93, 30 years ago, so like mid 40s.
Yeah. They're going to be telling their kids, like, you see that guy on TV in this zombie movie? That's threw fucking snowballs at that asshole.
And he hit me in the eye with a glass or with a ice ball.
Yeah.
He was acting crazy and ranting about how he wants more kids.
I was almost adopted by him.
So then I think that's when we get to the depression after that. So he's just like had it, like living the same day over and over.
This where he steals the groundhog first. Is that the first one?
I think that is the first one.
Yeah.
So he
Just
just
swan dive first.
No, that's later.
Swan Dive was like the last one.
Yeah,
I think.
The
is it-
which one?
where he jumps off the building.
Oh.
Yeah, so he goes crazy, kidnaps
Swanton
Phil
Mountain.
the groundhog, gets in a truck, starts driving, gets chased. Let's Phil the groundhog drive a little bit,
That's awesome.
and then like right off a cliff.
What do you think about the graphics of that scene there for the 90s? My first thought was you complaining about it.
I don't even remember. I don't remember seeing bad graphics.
I
So
thought it was good.
Yeah, it looked,
93.
because it was
it
well,
looked all right.
It looked
what
legit.
part? What part?
Where he's
The
driving.
groundhog was driving.
I
Like when he sits on the steering wheel or whatever.
was it like CG or something?
I don't know. You're
I
the expert.
think-
I'm asking you.
I'm assuming they green screened
had-
a groundhog and then
No, he had a groundhog on his lap.
a real one.
Yes,
That was a real groundhog
real groundhog.
in the
'Cause
car.
When we get to trivia, I'll tell you one of the trivia's right
Oh,
now
yeah.
is he got
Yeah.
bit by the groundhog twice and had to go get a rabies shot. So that was a real groundhog on his lap.
Yeah, so that's the only time you really held it.
Yeah.
I
So
think so. Yeah.
How pissed do you think it was right after
that's
that?
why I was
happened?
like, what are we judging? Wait, how pissed was he?
Yeah.
Probably really pissed. Bill Murray probably got really pissed on set for that. I would.
I mean,
I'd probably fucking push that thing off my lap or punch it.
you get paid. Look, it wasn't a snake, right? It wasn't like, hey, you go to the ocean, you get bit by a shark. You got a little big squirrel on you. It happens.
I bet
A
it.
rabies infected rodent.
Yeah. Either way,
Just saying.
off the cliff and then
You got to stop production and go to the hospital. You just ruined everyone else's day.
All right, so
All right.
off the cliff,
It
truck
costs too much
lands
money.
on the top, and then Larry's like, he might be all right, and then it like blows up. He's like, not.
Never mind.
Yeah, that was great.
And then the second one I think was he wakes up, goes downstairs, grabs a
the
toaster,
Yep.
and sits in the bathtub and plunges it into the.
Oh my!
yeah.
And then we have him jumping from the tower.
Yep.
Which side note from that is somebody actually did jump from that tower before in the past,
Oh,
and it's
really?
supposed to be haunted.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
Trivia, it's getting sprinkled through. Sprinkle that trivia.
Yesterday I got blown up.
Was there any more? Oh, he walked in front of a truck,
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
I think that's
what
about it.
else?
right?
It was a boring one. Of all the other ones he did, he just walk in front of a bus. Come on, man. Use your imagination.
He probably already used all his
But
imagination.
either way, he kills himself over and over,
Yeah.
keeps waking up to a song that I used to love as a child.
Do you think that's where the dark side of it was coming from Bill Murray, where he's like, hey, what if I kill myself this way? Like, calm down.
Oh, you could go way dark. I mean, there's been more movies that have done the repetitive day since this, including one that I just watched I told Tyler
Yeah.
about. That was pretty good. So, like, you can
Yeah.
do a lot more.
Leave us
with
hanging
this.
with that movie? Or what was the movie?
I can't remember what it's called right now.
Oh,
I'll tell you
wow.
later.
Great movie. I'm sure you're going to give it a 4.
It might be like 3.5, 4.
3.5, you can't remember the name? That's embarrassing.
Correct.
Come on.
I'm not embarrassed by anything anymore. I am who I am, sir.
I am whatever you say I am.
The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
That's
That's
it.
what it's called.
What?
The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
What?
That's
The movie.
Oh.
So fuck was that?
That's why I don't remember it, because it's like
The what?
You have to leave this part in. That's fucking great. Like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
Talk about, I don't know, some interactions with Ned. As he repeats the same day over and over again, you got Ned coming around the street. One of the days, punches him in the face because he annoys the crap out of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another day, he hugs him, and he's like, "Oh, Ned, I remember you," but he's like hugging him.
yeah.
And
It's like you call
rubbing him.
You calling sick today or something. Like, which was an improv by Bill Murray.
That's
so
great.
Ned didn't know like what was gonna happen.
So then
I
he like,
love that shit. I love improv stuff like that. It makes it so much better.
The good improv does, bad improv does not.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you have the opportunity to edit it out, just go for it. Improv, or, you know, what was that movie you were telling me about with?
The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
No. No, I think it was, it was with the Boston Bruins. Cam Neely was with the Boston Bruins, and he was acting in a movie with Jim Carrey.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Were you telling me about that?
What? You
Really?
gotta
Like
go.
he couldn't get the act straight. He could not get a reaction out of him. So Jim Carrey took him to the side. Was like, hey man, calm down. It's all right. You play hockey. Like we get it. You're not an actor, but just calm down, man. It'll be cool. And then the next scene, he goes in, and when he walks in the bathroom, he's supposed to act shocked. When he opens up the door, Jim Carrey just has his pants down with his ass out. And when they got the reaction from him, from Cam Neely, they're like, "That's the one we're going with."
I didn't
And
tell you
that's
that.
actually in the movie. Not
Yeah.
his ass, but the reaction.
Try doing that in today's world.
Yeah.
Can't. So much better in that world for you, huh, Brandon?
I like the old world. Old world, so much nicer.
All right, so after we get through all that type of stuff, he has a conversation with Rita about, like, he finally tells her, like, I've been going through the same day over and over. And, of course, she doesn't believe him, but he's like, this is what's going to happen here, here. Walks her through, oh, this is this person, this is this person. And
introduces to everybody in the diner.
and they all know it. And then he's like, Larry's about to walk in here and say this. You know,
Take you away from me.
don't let him take you away from me or whatever. And then Larry comes in, says what he wrote down, and then so she's like, kind of believes him and just spends the rest of the day with him, without like him trying to impress her.
That's what's that.
First, he creeps her out though by he proposes to her and tells her that he loves her on one of those dates.
Yeah,
And she like wigs out.
yeah,
It worked on one, didn't work on the other, and then it took him 6 months of trying with this chick to get her. Perfect, everything, scene by scene, line by line, every day.
Learns
Just
French,
to get
learns
her.
how to play piano.
Learns how to play. Like this is why I don't get laid. Right here.
Jesus Christ.
oh my god.
There's no winning with him, right? I mean, it took him 6 months.
Well, maybe if you shampoo your hair with L'Oreal shampoo.
I gotta watch her commercials, man. I think it might be, might be down.
All right, so then, they have this whole chat, and she's just, like, sleeping in the bed, or he's, like, reading a book, and she's like, it's midnight, you made it. He's like, no, it's 6 o'clock is when it switches over. You tricked me, blah, blah, blah. 6 o'clock rolls around, bam, we got the Sonny and Cher song again, so it doesn't mean anything. And then we kind of get...
Did that get you, though?
What do you
Did
mean
you,
get?
at that point, the first time you saw the movie, did you
I was a
think-
kid when I saw this for the first time.
I would
so-
say, yeah, when I saw it then.
It got me. I was like, okay, this is
It
gonna
got
be
you,
it.
babe.
Yeah. Ooh, nice callback with the song.
That's right. That's why I'm here.
So then after that, he's kind of got a new lease on life. He's not depressed and he's not like super excited. But then this is the first one. He passes the homeless guy, gives him a whole bunch of money, and then later in the day, he finds out that he like sees him on the street, like falling down, like having a heart attack or something. He rushes him to the hospital where he dies. So then we get like a day after day of him trying to help him, take him to a restaurant to get him food, and like, and just it's too late no matter what he does.
That's what they got me. Those back-to-back scenes, because I was like, okay, so they got me there.
Yeah,
Now,
I like.
he gave him the money. I'm like, now he's out.
I'm
He's
glad
gonna
that
do
they
it.
did that, where it's like for certain stuff they just showed the same scene back to back to back instead of showing like this one day just over and over, because we didn't,
It's gonna be a montage.
Yeah, because in the course of the movie, he talks about like when they ask him, oh, how long did it take you to learn that or whatever? He's like 6 months, 4 days, 21 hours or something like that. It's like, oh, that's when it hits you. It's like, oh, this isn't like,
A week.
yeah, this isn't a week. This is like 6 months.
right. So then also like
Cool though.
some of the other positive stuff, he starts buying everyone coffee, asks Rita and Larry their input, like
And
should we put
pastries.
and pastries. Larry, try this one, where should we set up the camera? And Larry gets super excited, like he's finally talking to me.
He's like,
Oh,
Larry,
boy,
I don't
oh,
think we
boy.
know each other. Let me get to know you. Like, he actually starts
Yeah.
to like him there.
Let me get your camera.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I got me a friend.
Right. And then this is also when he starts taking piano lessons. He offers like $1,000.
I like this scene.
Yeah, kick the poor girl out or whatever.
Oh, man, that was so sad.
Sorry,
She
I
walked out.
have a student right now. I'll give you
That
$1,000.
scene was cut really weird. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like
What was cut about it?
the way that scene was like edited, you can tell it looked like it was edited really weird, like it was cut, because like the door closes when Bill Murray comes in, and then it like the screen like shifts a little bit, and then the girl walks out.
Maybe.
I just watched it.
I didn't notice that, but probably.
I didn't notice it. I'm not saying it's not, but it's like
I just thought I was just like, why couldn't they just have her walk out immediately? Like, okay, it's not a big deal.
it's Hollywood. You gotta
it's Hollywood,
overcomplicate
baby.
everything. Can't just have this camera set up and have her walk out
Yeah,
right
that
after.
scene
No.
probably cost like $4,000.
She got bit by.
Are you kidding? It probably costs more than
Yeah, I know,
$4,000.
because Bill Murray was in it. And he gave her $1,000, so. And he gave her $1,000 multiple times.
It's true. But the same
Right,
$1,000.
She
That's
looked
also
so
true.
depressed coming out of that house.
I know. I felt kind of bad.
I
I was
felt
like, she
bad.
could have just stuck around. Like,
I'm a heartless bastard. Dude. I felt sad.
first of all, he's got nothing but time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's probably like, she'll get over it. She won't even remember it
well,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's true. But seriously, he's got nothing but time. He couldn't wait for an hour.
This, in the scheme of things, it's only one day for the poor girl, though.
That's true, but it's a terrible day for her.
She won't remember.
I know, but I'm just saying.
know,
What if
maybe-
she's caught in that loop? You don't
oh,
know.
yeah. Loops off of loops.
Maybe she doesn't even like the piano.
It seemed like she was very
She looked
disappointed.
really sad.
She did look really sad. I don't
she
think
wasn't
she-
playing the piano.
I was like, hopefully she lives by clothes because she's just going to be walking home right
yeah.
now.
Yeah. She did
Alright,
not
so-
have a winter coat, I don't believe either.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you're right. So then he's also not only is he doing the piano, he's also ice carving now.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
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 So that's another thing he picks up.
French poetry.
He starts making that guy happy at the beginning, like that first guy that he
Oh yeah.
when he wakes out, he's like really happy and kisses his cheek and says "ciao," and like the dude looks the happiest he's ever been in his life, probably.
Yeah.
And then he
Hot
hugs
Tub-
Ned and makes him feel super uncomfortable.
You think Hot Tub Time Machine took that ice carving for their little time travel movie?
I've never seen Hot Tub Time Machine.
Wait,
What?
what part?
Hot Tub Time Machine. The guy gets his arm chopped off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that? You think they're making fun of this movie with that?
Probably not. I think you're going a little too deep into things.
I would have said no.
How have you not seen that?
Because one, nobody gets their arm chopped off in this.
I watch good movies.
Oh, that's it.
I like I like that movie.
You want to do it for the podcast? I'll torpedo score for you.
That's it.
I'll also jump on that bandwagon.
For what?
I'll torpedo it with you.
Oh, you hate that too?
I don't hate it.
He
I
loves it.
I like
it.
three of the
I like
actors
it.
in it. I don't like one of the actors.
Don't worry.
In it.
I would give it if I'll watch any movie with honest, open opinion because that's who I am. Star Wars, Sakura, and
Whatever the robot is.
C-3PO, you bastard!
even Brandon knows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever
That's
his
my
name
boss.
is. Hump me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hump.
You watch the Family Guy version.
No, that's from Zack and Miri.
Zach and me. That's another good. I like that one
I've
too.
only seen that one once. It was pretty good.
It was all right.
So with the ice carving thing, though,
Yeah.
how?
Jesus.
What month are we at? Right?
February.
No.
February 2nd. Yes, I do. It's Groundhog Day.
No,
It's Groundhog Day.
how many months has he been at this point living the same day over and over?
I don't know, but I will tell you how long he was in the loop at the end of the movie.
Oh, there's an actual number.
There's
Yeah.
an actual timeline that actually got updated and changed before Harold Ramis died.
Really?
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
I will let you guess how long you think he was in this loop for before he got out.
What do I get? Do I win something?
You're not going to get it, so
You have to win. Do you have to watch Hot Tub Time Machine then? If I'm within 6 months.
I'll buy you a case of beer. I will buy you a case of beer if you're within 6 months.
Oh, he'll get it. He'll nail it.
I'm
Then.
gonna go Google something. Yeah, right back there, right?
All right, so another thing is like one of them, Phil gives like this really beautiful speech one morning in the Groundhog, and everybody's listening to him.
Oh.
Just, like,
Captivating.
captivated by him. I mean, I'd listen to that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I liked his first speech.
what was his first
When he
speech?
was just like, "Who gives a shit?
Oh yeah,
This town sucks.
that was like
Let's
his.
get the hell out of here."
I think that was his second speech.
Well,
right?
yeah, maybe.
also his 50-second one.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, I like that one too. That was
mean,
great.
Yeah, so we get also when he was like with Rita, was learning like poetry
Yeah.
and stuff like that, trying to impress her. So he's learned a whole bunch of stuff as we go along.
You gotta talk about the scene where he becomes like the most eligible bachelor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's coming up. That's
Okay.
like I think that's.
All right,
that's
I'm
the-
jumping ahead of the loop.
That's one of the final days, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like the last
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
before we get to that, he also kind of has like a day. Like we have a day where he has a whole bunch of errands. Like he's like running and he's like
Saving the world.
looks at his watch and like
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid falls down and he catches him. He's like, "What do you say?
What do you say? What do you say?
You've never thanked me. See you tomorrow, maybe." That might be like one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
that was awesome.
Maybe I won't do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Like, see you tomorrow, maybe. No. We got that one. we have those like old ladies get a flat tire, and all of a sudden they're like, "Whoa, what's
Yeah.
this?" And he's like in the back, like racking it up and stuff like that. It's like, I'll get you ladies ready in just a jiffy. Just sit tight.
How stressful.
What?
How stressful a day that would be, though, huh?
Oh yeah. Well,
Every day you got a little bit better, right? You save a little kid, you got a flat tire saved a kid.
Help feed an old man.
Yeah.
Give CPR to an old man.
It wasn't enough.
well,
So
after
you try again the next day.
yeah, after he realized he couldn't save him, he stopped with the old man. He probably still gave him money at the beginning.
Yeah, that was sad though.
It was sad. Like it was more depressing than.
Yeah, like this whole movie was like a giant, like kind of like ha ha ha. Then you see that, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
Bill
You're
Murray
like, damn,
actually-
so like every single day he's
Yeah.
gonna die.
That's probably why it works
Bill
and
Murray's,
still
like,
the
actually-
movies is still enduring because there's more than just comedy in it.
Oh,
you
like
see
I
that
was
he
saying
still
earlier, it's
gives
not
a
just a
shit.
comedy. You're just trying to throw this in a little shoebox.
did
Okay,
this-
one
You're a
scene
corner.
doesn't change the.
I didn't disagree with you. I said if it's going in one genre, it's a comedy movie.
One scene
though.
will change the genre. Mima. Now it's
It's a
R2D2.
philosophy.
All right, another thing he does is he goes into a restaurant and saves his brother, the mayor, from choking.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
His
You're
real
trying to
life-
eat a whole cow.
What?
His real life brother,
Yeah, I know.
not in the movie.
I know he's not. Everyone knows. I said when we were going off the cast that his brother's in
Some people, like me, bad memories.
it. Then watch it twice, baby. Just pretend like it's Groundhog. Just watch this movie on repeat every single day. Start your morning off.
That's actually how I first heard about this movie. Was when I first started doing my job. Everything was going wrong at work, and Marty just walked on over. He's like, "This is fucking Groundhog Day." I had no idea what he's talking about, and he kept saying it every day.
Wouldn't that
like
be
a
Murphy's
week.
Law?
No, I
Not
mean,
Groundhog Day.
every day we showed up, shit was fucked. So we kept doing it over and over and over again. Finally, I had to ask him, and I'm like, "What is Groundhog Day?" Like, it's a movie. And then what? That was 8 years ago. Finally saw it.
So I think the day that we are on with all the errands he's doing is the final day, because then the next scene is he's at the bar.
He's jamming on the piano.
Yeah, Larry is hitting on Nancy. He's jamming on the piano.
Larry's like, let me just go to the party with you and leave a tip. And he throws down some cash, and as soon as Nancy turns away, he
Yeah,
pockets.
Pockets some
takes
of
the
it.
big half
Yeah,
of it out.
he
Yeah.
takes back some of the money.
Oh, I
Cheap
missed that.
bastard.
There's also a scene where he's like,
Can't do
one
that
scene
as a
from
bald
one of the
man.
other, one scene from one of the other days where he's like, there's this like younger couple who are like splitting up, and he like gets them back together.
Yep.
Just because it's gonna get called back into this.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's another thing I forgot to mention. It's in that scene where he gets the guy WrestleMania tickets.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know that's in my
WrestleMania.
that's in my trivia. I know all about it, baby. This is why we're talking about it, because so then after he's like dancing with Rita, and everybody in town is like thanking him. The old ladies, thank you for the car. The mayor, thank you for they're all like, thank you
Yeah.
for not choking. Make sure you chew your steak. Blah blah. Ha 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 ha. And then the young couple is like, thanks for getting us together. Blah blah blah. And he hands him over the envelope. And he's like, WrestleMania tickets.
That was
and
awesome.
and the trivia is that it is from 1993. So that is WrestleMania 9, the worst WrestleMania that ever happened.
Is that the outdoor one?
Yes, they should not be thanking him.
Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker. And when Bret Hart lost to Yokozuna, and then Hulk Hogan comes out and beats Yokozuna for the title in like 20 seconds.
Wait, where was it outdoors at?
Vegas, I think.
This wasn't like some.
It was,
How are
It's
you
like some
looking it up?
Filipino country or something like that.
no,
What?
no, WrestleMania. I think
WrestleMania is American.
American. I
Where
think,
you at, boy?
I think one may have been in Canada though, Toronto. I think.
Well, for Bret Hart.
North America. Still,
I'll get, yeah. Well,
I don't care if it was in
Caesar's
America.
Palace.
yeah, Caesar's Palace.
Damn. All right. Damn. That was 93.
93.
Yeah,
Yeah.
93. So the worst WrestleMania. They shouldn't be thanking him for those
Andre the
tickets.
Giant died that year too. Pretty
Damn.
sure.
I think he died in 92, and then he was.
I thought it was 93 or 94.
It could be 90. It might be 93. Go ahead.
Because
check
he
it,
died
Tyler.
on my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not celebrating with you no more.
sad.
Why don't you like to celebrate?
93.
93. All right, so Cora's right.
Of course I'm right.
All right, so after the dance and being thanked, Andre's here tonight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the rest of it in
Well,
Andre's voice?
If I knew more things he said. Hulk Hogan, I challenge you for a WWF title.
I think you already doubled his vocabulary.
Okay. Well, he wasn't at WrestleMania in 1993.
yeah, no shit.
In spirit he was.
All right. So after the dance, there's like a charity auction for the males. This is what you were talking about, Sakura? right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Phil Connor's the first one up there, and all the girls like $10, $20.
That one lady's insane. I'm gonna land you for $10 today.
I know, it's like that's not even a big bet. It's
Right.
like,
It starts off at 5. Just
I know.
All right.
But then she goes way over that anyways. And then you have Rita who like has her checkbook out, $339.88.
38 cents.
I think it was 88.
It was 88 because I wrote it down when I was watching the movie.
Do the numbers
Testing
have
you.
anything to do with anything?
Ooh.
I don't know, do they?
I don't know. I was just asking.
No.
I thought maybe you would know or something.
Oh,
or
wait,
saw
if
something.
If they do, it's above my head.
That's how many days he was in the loop.
No.
Ooh, it's a good song.
That's a good song. Has nothing to do with what we're doing right now.
What?
What? You're just off there singing?
Well, he said it's all in your head, so that made me go off in a tangent.
What did I say is all in your head?
Like 4 seconds ago. Rewind, play it back.
Yeah.
You'll hear.
You should-
Loop.
Yeah.
I said how many days. That's how. Yeah, I'm saying the numbers. How many times he was in the loop? That would have been a good Easter egg.
That would have been a good Easter egg, but we'll talk about it.
Mike knows. Mike knows.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
Very
onto
good
something. He's
Groundhog.
not telling me.
All right, so then Larry gets all excited and like wants to jump on the stage for Nancy, and he sells for, was it 2 quarters or a quarter?
It was a quarter.
Yeah, just a quarter.
24
Because it was like $1. Anybody $1, and the old lady's like, "I got 25 cents. Sold 25 cents."
24 more cents than I would have gotten.
All right, so then Rita has seen
2
like,
pence.
Yeah, 2 pence.
Yeah,
2 pence.
What, yeah, what
Yeah,
was
they said
that?
2 pence. And then the guy, he said 25 cents, so I guess it's 25 cents.
Yeah, it's 25 cents.
That's what 2 pence is?
2 pence.
That's what the lady bet.
I know, but like,
No, she said 25 cents, but it just sounded like 2 pence.
no.
That old.
She said some old English.
I thought
stuff.
she said 2 pence.
Yeah, she said
I think
something
she's just an
school.
old lady. Oh, we also forgot about
Yeah,
the Jeopardy scene.
Yeah, this scene's.
I love this scene.
Yeah, he's just-
So funny.
Where he's sitting around with everyone at the bed and breakfast watching Jeopardy, and he's getting every question right.
And there's one where he says the answer before they're even done saying the question, and
he's like-
everybody's like looking around at each other, like
He's just like staring at the lady when he's answering it, though.
yeah.
And just like in Jeopardy, when you clear like a whole section, you get them all right, you get like an applause. So like all the old people
Oh yeah.
are sitting on the couch just clapping.
I didn't know. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember clapping, but I didn't know that it was related to the Jeopardy part. That's cool.
All right, back to like the last day. Like we're in like the climax of the movie now. He goes with Rita, and I think he starts telling her about it again, doesn't he? Or does he not tell her? He doesn't tell her, right? That's a repeating day.
I don't think so.
Yeah, eventually he does.
No, he did earlier, but for this last day, I think he's just spending the day with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how
I
would he
I
kept
think
her
he
attention without?
Oh, we also had Ned run up to him and be like, "Thank you for buying the
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
like the
All the
most
insurance.
this insurance, this
Yeah.
All the
insurance, this
insurance.
insurance.
day of my life.
He's my best customer ever." And then he so he's with Rita.
Wait,
He
how
made an
much,
ice sculpture with her
how
of
much
her
would
face. What?
how much would he have cashed out for how many times Bill Murray died in this movie?
Ooh, yeah. Think about it. If he would have gotten insurance from day one,
Mm-hmm.
he'd be a rich man.
Damn.
Not really.
I mean, I know it all resets to zero, but
Yeah, you're overthinking the score. Just a little throwaway joke.
I know, but I'm not overthinking it at the same time.
I'm
I
taking
am
it back. I'm
overthinking-
taking it back. I'm not
I
throwing it
am
away no
overthinking,
more.
But also at the same time, I'm not overthinking.
I'm trying to get in the realm of Brandon's head for
Don't.
this.
So good luck. You're not drinking. So
Well, I gotta drive home, otherwise I would be drinking. You make me want to drink while we're doing the podcast.
that's what my mom's. Wait,
He makes ice sculpture of Rita. It looks like amazing. And then like I think they have like a real kiss.
Not a fake kiss.
Well, like a real kiss. Like, she actually likes him. He didn't try to be like, I want all these kids, blah 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 blah.
Right. I'm going insane.
They have
and that's why
yeah.
Harold
Baby,
Ramis
baby, baby.
starts hating him in real life.
So then they have a real kiss, and then I think they go back to his room or not something, and 6 o'clock rolls around, and like the song is playing again, but there's other words, and Rita's next to him. We have broken the chain. He's not stuck on the same day anymore, and he's with Rita.
Plus, I didn't even realize that the clock's
got
at 8
her,
o'clock
babe.
and not 6 o'clock till like they showed it the second time.
It's at 8 o'clock.
It's at 8 o'clock.
I still never catch that then.
Yeah, because they go off and obviously it's not the same song, and then he like pinches her or whatever to see if it was real or whatever, and then they show like another scene at the clock and it said 8:08. So I was
Right.
like, oh, didn't even realize that it changed either.
Yeah, in the other version, he thought it was still the same day, and he swan dived, and that's how the movie ended. Didn't even know.
Right, and that's kind of like he checks the window. There's snow on the ground, so the storm happened the night before, and then him and Rita just walk out, and they're all like happy together. They're like, "We can live here. We'll rent." Like it was,
Yeah.
and then the movie ends. So
Do you think
You
they
got
could,
her, babe.
Do you think they could remake, like, not like remake the movie, use the same actors, everything, all about that, but they get caught in another loop?
Got a trivia fact for you too.
Oh, shit.
Lupa.
Here we go.
all right,
Should we go
so
into trivia then?
well, first we'll talk about like the overall positives of the film.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, jumping ahead.
So, we've basically talked about positive stuff, but like overall, what were your couple positives of the movie? Anybody go first?
I mean, there wasn't really any negatives. That's the positive of this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I really don't have a negative. So.
I was entertained all the way through.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, because this movie lives and dies on Bill Murray's shoulders. Like if he didn't work,
So that's a real.
the movie doesn't work.
Sorry, that's a real groundhog.
Yes, that is a real groundhog.
Okay, fair enough.
So
That's another positive right there. Because I was going to ask you if this was like CGI'd. I was
real groundhog.
sorry for the people at home not watching it right now. It's
This
Bill
is gonna
Murray.
get edited out. They don't want me saying this.
oh yeah, come on. This is the unedited version.
All right, so I think the whole cast worked well. The setting worked well. It wasn't like a overly complicated film.
Yeah.
So I think they like updated the character. They had him go through like all the
Different stages.
yeah
and
the
everything.
different stages of like grief and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, they never overdid any of the stages either.
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as the stage was starting to get to an outrageous point, it moved
Yeah.
to another stage.
And like one thing that you said, Mike, was that for if they're basing it off a specific thing that happened, they didn't show the whole day, like the old guy. They just
Yeah.
went back to back, and not like show the whole day him, show the whole day
Yeah.
him.
They knew when to like stop and move on to the next thing. So
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's all showing like his character changing. So
yeah, that's true.
now
So-
he was trying to get with chicks at the beginning, and now that he had 6 scenes in a row trying to get laid by what's her name, and then 6 scenes in a row of like I'm trying to save this guy's life.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like that.
And like you said, there's more drama and it's not just like a dumb comedy.
Yeah.
So it makes it last longer. If it was just comedy and didn't have like the serious notes to go with it, the movie wouldn't be what it is anymore today, but it's still good.
Some of it's like it kind of catches you off guard too, because you're expecting one thing, and you get another, and you're still happy you got it,
Right.
and it's like, all right, that was good, touche.
All right. So any more positive or we're moving on to the negatives?
Got nothing. Liked everything about it, really.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I can't really think of.
All right. I got a couple negatives.
Let's
Not
hear it.
major
Maybe I'll
things.
piggyback off that.
Whoa!
I gotta hear it.
The one that
This
that
is
bitches at me all the time.
This is a positive and a negative. I already said Bill Murray. This movie rides on his shoulders and not. But the problem with Bill Murray sometimes in his movies is you can tell on a certain day he might not care as much. Like he likes to do his lines once, maybe twice, and that's it. So there's sometimes in this movie you can kind of feel like maybe Bill Murray isn't into certain scenes
Yeah, but that's
sometimes.
what makes
Living
it
the same
good.
day over and over
No,
again.
but it's an acting thing. Like I can see it because like I know he only wants to do a scene like once or twice. He doesn't want to keep redoing it, and like that's
But
why
his,
directors fight with him.
but that's his character.
I know, but you can tell sometimes in the movie like okay, Bill Murray wasn't into doing this scene, so that is a negative. It's not overly. I'm not saying And here's my other negative.
I got a
just-
question after you.
Look, what's your question?
So the toaster scene when he throws the toaster in the bathtub.
How do we do that?
No. I get it, but like, do you really have to press down the toast and then throw it into the?
I mean,
Like, wouldn't
I
it
think
be-
that's just the comedic part of
Okay,
it, though.
or like I feel like if it's plugged in, it would already be
Yeah.
engaged.
I don't know. With the toaster, you might need the barbs to like actually get activated.
I don't
It'd probably be maybe if you push it down, the barbs get activated, so like it's
Try it.
it's a lot more.
Anyone's successfully done this before. Let us know in the
I got a
comments.
toaster in the basement.
All right, what was your other
All
negative,
right,
Mike?
my other negative is I've seen this movie probably all the way through like 10 times, and then bits and pieces on TV all throughout my life, and it's still good. I'm not saying it's not, but the more I've seen it, the less impact it really has on me. Like some movies I watch once or twice a year, and they still just mean as much to me. This one gets a little less important to me every time I watch it. So that's not necessarily the movie's fault, but like I'm just saying, if it was like one of the really, really great ones, I probably wouldn't feel that way.
Wait, well, all right. Well, what are some of the movies though that you're talking about that you can watch over and over and over?
I can watch.
If you say Elf, I'm fucking walking out of here.
He watches Elf every year. Bye.
I do watch Elf every year.
It impacts you.
It's a good movie,
Oh
but
my God.
that's not. I literally watch Return of the Living Dead at least 2, maybe 3 times a year, and I still love it. I can watch The Lost Boys 2 or 3 times a year, and I still love it.
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh, they're amazing.
Return of the Living Dead. What?
This is the best zombie movie ever made. Trust me.
I just watched World War Z just before I watched this.
World
movie.
War Z has nothing on Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, all right.
And when we cover it,
All right.
I don't want you anywhere near that podcast. You are not ruining
You can
Return of the Living
sit
Dead
on the
for
couch
me.
and listen.
Yeah, you sit on the couch
Why?
and
You
you
know
listen.
I'm not gonna like it. I might like it. I like this movie.
Not taking that risk. Return of the Living Dead's too important to me.
Wow.
So good.
You destroyed Bill and Ted. He does not want you to destroy
Starship
Return of the Living Dead.
Troopers. I can watch Starship Troopers multiple times.
You don't like opinions?
Now when it comes to Return of the Living Dead. All right, you want to do trivia first or ratings?
We can do trivia.
Okay.
Sorry.
So some of the trivia we've kind of sprinkled throughout the thing. Bill Murray got bit twice by the groundhog, had to get a rabies shot. And okay, the WrestleMania we did, it's WrestleMania 9, worst WrestleMania ever. Some of the deleted scenes,
Not my opinion. I'm just kidding. It's terrible.
some of the deleted scenes included him bowling and bowling a perfect game, doing trick pool.
So what? They deleted him doing a
Yep.
perfect game?
Yep.
That would have been now I'm pissed.
And him
That would've
knowing
been great.
sports outcomes and stuff like
Color
that.
Money.
All right, another trivia is the young couple who gets the WrestleMania tickets.
I was gonna mention this later, but yeah.
The guy is Michael Shannon in his film debut. So General Zod himself from Man of Steel, Michael Shannon, ladies and gentlemen.
That was him?
Yes, it was.
Damn.
Yeah, Mike had mentioned it to me, and then even after I watched it, I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that was him. But you have to get a good look at him because obviously he doesn't look like he does now. I don't know,
Right.
just because he's older. But yeah.
In 2006, this film was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress, which means it's
I was gonna say, what does that mean then?
Yeah.
any movie that's had an important effect on society or changed things or whatever gets protected in the Library of Congress. So, the best of the
So
best.
it was
movies.
good enough for the Library of Congress, but not you.
I still like this movie. I did not.
Doesn't affect you.
Just because
enough.
I have 2 light negatives, which I didn't really hammer home on. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Steven Tobolsky or whatever have all been grand marshals at Groundhog Day since this film
That's
was
cool.
released.
That's cool.
Sure, Bill Murray's thrilled about that.
I bet you enjoyed it.
He probably had fun because everybody probably bought him everything, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he likes to party and have fun with people. He does.
He's
so.
on the chive. You just
That
go to the chive.
still exists.
Yeah. Bill fucking Murray. The chive.
Yeah, but
Buy a shirt. You're welcome,
I'm
chive.
saying the chive still is a thing.
Bill Murray is the chive.
Does the chive still exist?
Yes.
Okay.
Is Bill Murray still alive?
Yeah.
Then it exists.
Don't you put that on him.
It's true.
All right. There was lots of other actors that they talked about being in this movie, including Tom Hanks. But then Harold Ramis decided that they were all too nice to play this character, so it was perfect for his friend Bill Murray.
Interesting.
And of course,
Ex-friend Bill
yeah.
Murray.
Well, after this movie, him and Bill Murray had a huge falling out. I don't remember if there's any specifics, but just working on this movie just was too much for him.
Bumped heads a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't until I think right before Harold Ramis passed away,
Yeah,
they
it
finally
said, I
mended.
wrote down 24. It said 2014 right before.
Yeah, 2014, right before Harold Ramis died, is they finally talked things out and stuff
So,
like that.
so is this a Bill Murray thing? Because you got Caddyshack with Chevy Chase.
That was also directed by Harold Ramis.
Oh,
There you go.
And
That-
Stripes.
is that
too,
next?
right?
Stripes. I don't know if Harold Ramis directed that one or not, but I think he wrote it and starred in it with him. He at least starred in it with him.
Did Ghostbusters 2 come out before this movie? It had to have, right?
Ghostbusters 2. Yeah. Ghostbusters 2, yeah. This was 93. Ghostbusters 2 was still the 80s.
Was it?
88, 89, 90, something like that.
The first one was 84.
Yeah.
Jesus, 84.
All right, so what is your guess for how long was he in this loop for?
Oh,
There's okay.
So-
So there's a day Harold Ramis originally said, after this movie came out, and then there's an extended
Whoa. He changed his tune?
He changed his tune after.
Or was he forced to change his tune?
No, he said that to become a master on things, it takes a lot
Hollywood
longer.
fat cats.
So I will take any.
Whoa, wait a second.
There's 3 answers technically.
So the asshole who wrote it
There's
said an answer and then decided he was wrong.
yeah,
The writer of the story who
Yes.
told you how many days it was,
right.
then came back and was like, "Yeah, I was wrong."
You have
How
3
the fuck-
different numbers.
How is that even possible?
Get 6 months within any of those 3 numbers.
Listen, I know
He said 1 year. He said one number, and then he said he changed his tune and said it was between this amount and this amount.
Well, Murray, when he's learning French, I think, or the piano, said at that point in the movie it was 6 months. So for him to learn that ice carving alone, I mean, you're looking at a year at least.
Well, in the movie, it depicts, I think, 40 days roughly.
I have no idea.
In the movie, about 40 days are depicted singly,
Scene-
obviously,
scene
but
by
there's
scene by scene.
jumps. Yeah.
Right.
So, what's your final tally on how long he was in this loop for?
I'm gonna go with 3 years, 6 months.
Do you have a guess?
Yeah. They say it takes about 10,000 hours to master something.
Oh, he's doing the math. Here we go.
Doing the math. You better have a
this is
calculator.
great.
I'm buying a case of beer for Sakura, not Brandon, because Brandon is wrong.
I'll take Topo Chico seltzers. Thank you.
That's not count. Doesn't count.
It counts. It's less calories and it gets you drunk.
Be a little bit blue, please.
Babu Light. Let's see. So he masters the piano and ice carving.
In French.
False.
And French poetry.
Also could talk about missing the pothole, depending on how long that match
Yeah.
took him.
10,000 hours.
Fuck.
I'm going to say 832 days.
You want me to look up how long? that is?
832 days? That's 2
Oh, that's
years.
like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's less than Brandon.
Yeah.
No ping for either of you. Originally, it was 10 years. He was in this loop for 10 years.
Jesus.
And then he later changed it to 30 to 40 years. 'Cause
Oh,
Damn.
holy
It
shit.
takes so many days to master all the stuff he was mastering.
He didn't. He
But here's the thing, though.
He mastered 2 things. 3
Yeah,
things.
you can
I
master.
am not
You
the
can
one who
master.
decided this.
Listen, all
I'm
right.
the
You don't know
flex,
what name a language you don't. Do you know how to speak Czech? No.
Yep.
All right. If I give you this piece of paper right here, which is half a fucking paper long, could you master that?
No, because I have so much trouble with these people's names. In English, the language
He
I
didn't
speak.
master all of French. He didn't master all of. He mastered certain select parts.
Right, but think about it. You got to master piano, so that's straight. You can't do that and another thing at the same time.
If it's 1 or 2 songs.
Okay, why are you looking at me and attacking me? I did not create this. I did not say this.
Somebody put pressure on this guy. I want to figure out who.
Well, he went to his grave with it. All right.
Listen, 30 to 40 years. That just sounds crazy. That
impossible.
sounds like hell.
That's terrible.
Even
Either we'll
10
go,
years
We'll
sounds
go with the 10
crazy.
years. 10 years makes sense.
yeah, but that's still crazy too. I was thinking maybe a couple years, but
yeah.
30 to 40 years, you'd go insane at some point. At a certain point,
Absolutely.
Well, he
you would
did.
go
That's why he was
insane.
killing himself, you guys.
No, yeah, but he
Yeah,
was
but
doing
I
that
wanna
even
see-
before
forget
6
that?
months.
I want to see 10 years, 30 years of attempts.
Oh my God, you'd be watching this movie forever.
Exactly. That's the point.
All right, we
What
ready?
if, what if they just kept changing the ending? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, each time you saw it was a different ending. You didn't know what you were gonna
Exactly.
get. Just like the movie Clue when they did that.
Yeah.
3 different endings. You didn't know what one you were gonna see when you saw
I
it.
still don't know what the real ending is.
It's pretty sweet.
Well, there's one that's good. The other 2 suck. All right. Either way,
Mr.
Let's-
Body.
let's get to the rating system.
I got some more trivia.
Oh, you got
for
trivia?
So,
Don't
Kyle, you
count
got
them out.
trivia.
the movie was originally going to be a TV series and not an actual movie, which I think would have been
That would
weird,
work.
but I feel like it would have been
That
good
would
at the same
work
time.
for today's world.
I don't
Instead
know.
of rebooting
with,
as a movie,
with people's attention spans today, you think that would work?
people watch TV.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you ever heard of Netflix and Hulu?
Any of these
People
monster
binge
shows
watch.
that people love.
their attention
TV
spans.
is better than movies right now. So
Oh, yeah, that's-
65
that
or
would
whatever
totally
the hell
work.
everyone's all about. What is it? 1888?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Montana shit.
So, talking about the twist
1823.
that we were talking about earlier, there was supposed to be a twist at the end of the movie to where Phil confesses his love to Rita and Rita rejects him, and then she goes through a time loop of her own.
ooh, snap!
Double Groundhog Day.
Shit.
You get punished for not accepting Bill Murray.
Oh God, can you imagine the women's
Groundhog
marches?
Day
Jesus.
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, when I first read that, I was like, oh, that would have been actually really interesting to see how that would have worked. They had weather troubles shooting the movie. It was about 20 degrees when they would film, and filming days were as long as 12 hours.
Boo-hoo. Standard shift. Assholes.
Last one I got was movie was filmed in Woodstock, Illinois, since the city didn't look good on camera in the actual Pennsylvania city that they were at. And funny enough that they had their own pothole also. So they didn't have to like break it for the pothole.
yeah.
They actually had that pothole just right
That's
there.
That's a deep pothole to just have in your downtown.
How
city.
shitty of a town. I mean, granted, our highways are like that, but still.
Yeah.
Like, how shitty of a town.
All right, so we ready for the rating system? Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
are. Declaring it right now. All right, as always, 5 is a true classic. 4 is pretty darn good. 3 is middle of the road. 2 is should be better. 1 is it's bad, and 0 is nothing redeemable. Tyler, your movie, you first. What are you giving it?
Number 4.
Sakura.
3.75.
Shut
8,
your
9.
mouth.
3.5.
Brandon.
Yep. Repeat. 3.5.
All right, and I am also giving it 3.5, which
What?
gives a grand total of.
My God, I
What are
feel
you
like I'm
looking
in a
at? What?
loop.
What?
I heard 3.5 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
What are you surprised at? I did not talk bad about this movie. I would have. I
Oh,
gave
he
Bill
gave it a
Ted-
5.
Give it a 5.
I gave it a 5 because
You think right now,
what?
gun to your head, you have
Jesus
to watch
Christ.
one movie for the next 30 years. Are you going to watch this movie or Bill and Ted?
I'll take Bill and Ted over some movie.
Oh
every day.
my God. You're out talking out your ass.
I love Bill and Ted. All right.
God.
All right. So for a movie, any movie that gets a 4 or higher goes on the Wall of Fame, which we have Conjuring on there and American Beauty on there, and anything 1.5 or lower goes on the Wall of Shame. And still, we only have Halloween Ends on that garbage movie.
Every time you say that movie, I'm just so mad of how
I
bad
want
that
to
was.
one day. I want to rewatch it and maybe revisit it with like a short little one to see if I still
that'd be cool.
believe the same way.
You
So
will. You will.
yeah, so this one averages out to 3.6. So
Shit.
it's a pretty solid movie.
Almost made it.
Almost made it.
Almost famous.
All right. So next podcast, we're still doing time travel. Sakura's pick. What are you picking?
Idiocracy.
Nice.
Haven't seen
Starring
it.
Dak Shepard, Luke Wilson,
Vice commercial himself.
yeah, Terry Crews.
I like Terry Crews. I'm excited
He's the
about that.
president. Maya Rudolph.
Office Space dude.
Yeah, Office Space dude.
doesn't
There's
bother
also
me.
a
You know what
dude
I'm
from
talking
another
about.
movie in there. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Saturday Night Live guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. There is a Saturday Night Live guy.
I'm not making this shit up.
I'll know when I see it. I've never seen it, so it's new to me. So
It's
Yeah.
about
It's about what we're living in right
what's
now.
about guy goes to the future and the world turns to shit.
It's now.
we'll see if I get to be Nancy on that.
No.
You might. I mean,
There's a Nancy in this movie. It's a sign.
You will only hate that movie because you're living it now. It used to be a comedy.
Don't worry. I will
It's
honestly.
real life now.
I will honestly watch it with an open mind.
No, I don't. What I'm saying is,
might not want to have your kids in the room for
Well,
some scenes.
I
Yeah.
don't watch
Okay.
these movies in front of my kids.
Okay.
when we watched this movie, when
I did not
normal
watch-
people watched this movie back in the day, because it was such a good movie. In fact, you haven't seen it yet. It's embarrassing. But it
I
was
think
a
it's embarrassing.
futuristic
Mike Judge.
comedy, and now we're living it, and it's depressing.
I'm living in my own little world, baby.
Justin Long's in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his track record's a little shaky, though.
Yeah.
I just watched a movie with him the other day, and it was
What,
some-
Barbarian?
Barbarian.
no, he did some
God.
crazy ass drugs, and well, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have. I wish I had more fun. Like that movie changed me.
Did
a
you
little
see
bit.
Barbarian? What'd you think?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was.
I like
Good
I,
and then was bad.
like I told Mike, I liked it up to the point where it
Flipped.
turned out to be what it was.
yeah.
I liked the concept of the tunnel and everything, but then what it was,
Better or worse than Tusk?
I
Better.
never saw. I never
Tusk
saw
is
Tusk
good.
yet.
It's
I
better
will-
than Tusk.
I will defend
Yeah,
Tusk.
Mike talks
God.
about Tusk.
I like
haven't seen that one
Tusk.
yet.
I
What
went
is
into that movie
wrong with
wanting.
you?
You can edit probably most of this up. But like,
No,
I
keep
think
it in.
this is
Keep it in.
great.
It stays.
Kevin Smith. I love Kevin Smith. You fucking shit the bed with this.
I went into that movie
Oh,
thinking
watch-
I was gonna hate it.
What's that? Yoga Hosers.
Oh my god, that one's bad. That's a bad one.
I didn't even
Tusk.
watch it.
Tusk is so messed up, but you had the right people in it that it worked for me. As shocking as that is,
Isn't Sixth Sense kid in that? Haley
Yeah,
Joel
yeah.
Osment? Yeah.
Yeah, but the old guy that you got to be like the crazy guy, he was perfect.
Yeah.
He was good. Like there's
Talk about Tusk.
Yeah, I would rewatch that movie. Yoga Hoosiers, absolutely not. It's a garbage movie.
Justin Long also had a new movie come out too, where it's like another horror movie. It's super weird. He just like talks. It's like I had to turn it off. It was like 40 minutes in, and all he's doing is talking to this chick on a couch. Like, I'm so glad you invited me over. She's like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're living it.
My sister's here, and then I was just like, this sucks. I had to turn it off. Sorry, Justin Long.
Yeah, he just unsubscribed. Shit, we lost another one.
All right. Speaking of which, please, like, subscribe, comment things you like, you don't like, just like we do with the movies.
Any type of comment is much appreciated.
We'll make sure Tyler gets back at you.
Yeah, I'll try my best. Yeah.
Tyler, once again, remind them where we're at.
You can check us up on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Last in Class Podcast.
And if Winnow has anything to say, rumble.
Rumble.
All right,
But he
so
doesn't.
I think that'll do it on this episode. As always, I'm Mike.
Sakura.
Tyler.
Rumble Winnow.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Hey.